Hey guys, it's Ralph, and we are back with another episode of Danganronpa Another. In the last episode, we got the openings of the class trial started. In this episode, it seemed like Mikako is accusing us of being the culprit. Let's see what she means by that. Because, I mean, based on everything that's happened, like, no one other than, like, Mikako could be the culprit, but it's obviously not her. Alright. Me? The culprit? Why is it like this all of a sudden? To be honest, I've been suspicious of this guy since the incident. However, since the alibis were so different for the case itself, I could not make sure with certainty. But Maeda, revealing the password was a wrong move. You went and dug your own grave. No, wait! Why did you doubt me? I didn't do anything! If you don't know, I'll tell you. The most difficult issue that barred us the most in our alibis was the whereabouts of Mikado Kurikawa. Right? And Mikado Kurikawa went to investigate the fifth floor where Yamato Katsuragi left the dining hall. But the one who said that was Maeda. The rest of us, except for Maeda, have no way of knowing what Mikado Kurikawa was doing. Now you get it? Huh? That means... You mean Maeda-kun lied? What are you talking about? There's no evidence if you're the killer. You can manipulate Mikado Kurikawa's whereabouts to your liking. For example, you may have lured Yamato Katsuragi to the fifth floor by falsely claiming that she went to the fifth floor. And instead, Mikado Kurikawa might have been caught in another place. Why would I do that? There's no benefit. Then what's the notebook with the password on it? You got it from Mikado Kurikawa? Don't you think that's too convenient? If it were handed over to you during the investigation, why didn't you say anything? I don't know. I just told you the truth. If you're suspicious, you can ask Kurikawa. Mikado-chan, is it true? God damn it, help me! Why'd you even give this to me? Are you avoiding our eyes? Kurikawa? Either way, there's something else that you're suspicious about. When we all followed you, Katsuragi, to the fifth floor, you were the last one to arrive. In other words, even if we've been all together this time, when you arrived on the fifth floor, your alibi disappeared for a short time. Yes, to give a proper example, it would be possible to go into Kurikawa's private room from the dormitory in the meantime. Install the rope in the ballroom, leave the door open, and so on. The whereabouts of the key will need to be discussed in more detail, of course. Hold on a minute, isn't it strange that the sheets were hung on the ballroom back then? By the time we got to the fifth floor, it was already after the incident, right? Not weird at all. If you knew the password, you wouldn't have to go into the rec room to the hallway. So in conclusion, the bed sheet in the ballroom was for camouflage. You thought that revealing the password from Mikado Kurikawa would strengthen Mikado's suspicions. After our counterproductive would show it here, don't you think? No! Why do you think I'm the culprit? I mean, I don't know the password. I really got it from Kurikawa. Mikado said, even if you go to the ballroom or leave the door open while you have an alibi for a short time, the crime itself is impossible. Because the incident had already happened when we arrived on the fifth floor. Mikado, Maeda's right. No matter how much you prepare to commit a crime, the person who killed in the end becomes the Blackened. Ano used that point to become the Blackened instead of Akane. The person who killed last after preparing everything becomes the Blackened? I see. Furuya, you did a good job. That could also be a reason Maeda is a suspect in reverse. What do you mean? Simply put, they may be accomplices. Maeda, who did the final blow to Katsuragi directly, and Mikado Kurikawa, an accomplice, prepared for the crime. If you do this, the contradiction in the case can also be explained. What? Kurikawa was an accomplice? God damn it, say something! That can't be! Neither Kurikawa or me have any reason to kill. Even though Kurikawa can act as an accomplice, it's impossible for me to deliver the final blow to Katsuragi. That's right, because we don't even know the weapon yet. Really? There's no last thing that you have to be there in order to deliver the final strike. It's the same act with the science lab, when Ihara killed Inori, isn't it? Ah, remote killing, that's it. Yamato Kisaragi's corpse had no ordinary wound. The huge hole was enough to pierce the entire body. Most likely, the weapon was a bomb. And bombs are relatively optimal for remote killing. There isn't a single reason for a perpetrator to face the victim. No way! Maeda-kun is the culprit? But there's no contradiction in Makaru's words. I'm the culprit? How did this happen? You get the showing the password? And why'd Kurikawa keeping quiet? It would be difficult if this goes on. I'm not the culprit. If they vote for me like this, everyone will die because of an incorrect answer. I have to prove my innocence at whatever cost for everyone. Dude, at this point, I'd be like, screw you, Mikado. I'm throwing underneath the bus. See. Are we gonna get the dying message? If Mikado Kurikawa is an accomplice, then this case can be explained. If the culprit is Mikako, but Juki Maeda was the one who installed the bomb. She performed all kind of tricks, and only the final blow was done by Maeda. Juki Maeda's culprit theory is a certain possibility. Transporting them with anesthetic gas on the cards, which was mentioned earlier, is something Kurikawa could do. Then the murder itself was done by Yuki? But why would Maeda-kun? Motive unknown, but it's most likely explained. Yuki and Kurikawa are in cahoots. Then they knew the password to the records room, right? Then Yuki decorated the dance hall as if they had entered to the records room. Meanwhile, Kurikawa going in and out the records did all the back work. And for us, he made it look like Mikado Kurikawa was the culprit. Can't really escape the charges. They well crafted a trick, but it had a long tail. Why can't I switch? I'm the culprit and Kurikawa is the accomplice. That's ridiculous. Where's the benefit of being an accomplice in the first place? There must still be that I know and the other don't about the case. That I know. What do we have? Is the record room door? You can't go in and out because like there's like a barrier that like opens up, like preventing that from happening. Wait, that's impossible. It makes no sense to commit the crime in the records. Eh? What do you mean? If you knew the password, why wouldn't you go in? No, there's one thing you guys don't know about the records. The records do not open by simply knowing the password. How then? I learned this when I was in 5th floor was open after Tatsuki's execution, but there are a few rules regarding the access to the records. First, that only one person can enter the records room. Second, it won't open if someone is already inside. And third, if 2 or more enter at the same time, a bulkhead wall comes down. Once you follow this rule, the door will not open even if you enter the password correctly. What in the heck are those? I don't know those rules. Maeda, aren't you lying to get away from the suspects list? No, this is a fact I heard with Makaru when we first investigated the 5th floor. Makaru, I don't think you've forgotten, have you? What Maeda said is true. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but it's probably true since Makuma informed us. As long as these rules exist, it's impossible for Kurikawa to act as an accomplice. No, not just Kurikawa, it's impossible for anyone. As long as Katsuragi is in the records room, entering or leaving the records is impossible. Yeah, that does make sense. Maeda-kun is not the culprit. Wait, just because you can't enter the record room, the front door of record, doesn't mean the possibility of crime disappears, right? You could have just entered through the ballroom. We can't get inside when someone is inside. Don't you? Yeah, you don't have to do the groundwork first and then put only Kisaragi in there? That's... No. If it becomes that much trouble, the chances are rather low. They'll be caught on the 5th floor before they even finish the job. Is that so? It didn't take that long for us to get to the 5th floor. So, you're saying that all the reasoning we've been doing was just a guess? Well, me becoming the culprit and Kurikawa the accomplice, I was shocked because it was so sudden. There's no benefit from being an accomplice, and there was no reason for me to kill. What are you talking about, Maeda? The charges against you have not been resolved yet. What? I obviously heard about the records with you, but I think you've forgotten one important detail. Not remember, when we were given the explanation, Makuma made it clear. It checks the heart rate of the person inside, in order to limit the entry. And no one gonna remember the second rule of case 2 For one of the culprits, the culprit can't be one of the people that discovered the corpse. We're not going to talk about that. The 3 people who discovered the corpse was me, Makaru, and Kurikawa. So that should automatically disapprove me, Makaru, and Kurikawa from the suspect list. And everyone forgetting about that? Really? So, what do you mean? The door did not open when someone was inside. However, the condition does not imply that the person inside is a corpse. It's not about distinguishing whether what's inside is human, but a human whose heart is beating. Then that means that Kisaragi was already in the records room. Sounds like you can go in and out by yourself if you know the password. And am I right, Monokuma? Yeah, that's right. Theoretically, more than 2 people can fit in the archive if the person decides they're already dead, or someone who can enter after heart stop on purpose. Well then, do you have anything to object to, Yuki Maeda? I was skeptical at first, but if the evidence supports it up to this point, the only culprit is Yuki. Is this a lie? Maeda-kun, you committed a murder? Well, wait a minute, wait! No, I'm really honest. Makaru, think again. Do I really look like a murderer? Look me straight in the eyes and say it. Maeda, to be honest, I still have a lot of questions and I'm not convinced. But there are still no answers other than this reasoning. As long as my life is at stake, I can't get involved in trivial emotions. At first, I knew Kurikawa had to be the culprit. Yet, the action of leaving evidence on your own hand doesn't explain that kind of behavior either. It can't be. No, this isn't... Wait! Kurikawa, don't stay still and say something! You 2 are being called to the accomplice! You're the only one who can prove my innocence! God damn it, say something! Don't you guys think it's weird too? Originally she spoke a few words, but in this class trial, Kurikawa has been strangely speechless. It's strange that she doesn't say a word, even when she's being accused of being an accomplice. Well, I do admit that. Kurikawa, I'm begging you, please. If this ends in my death, it will mess up everything. I'm not the culprit. And you're not an accomplice either, so please tell them something. Kurikawa? Stop it, Maeda. I believe it's over now. What are you talking about, Mikado-chan? I'm sorry for being quiet, but I can't deceive you anymore. I will tell you the truth now. Kurikawa? You have a different tone now. Is that you guys guess? I am the accomplice who caused the murder by helping Yuki Maeda. Huh? What? Kurikawa, what are you talking about? Yuki, you instructed me not to say anything, but it seemed there's no more escape now. Wait a moment, he told you not to talk, and you're not using your slow tone as usual. What kind of change is this all of a sudden? I don't know what to say. It's unfair to me, but I'm one of the victims. Yuki did something to me. I felt threatened. I had no choice but to do as Yuki told me. What? What are you? Nonsense! Maeda-kun? Threatened? Maeda? Hold on, so that means you were intimidated by Yuki Maeda, so you had no choice but to help him in the crime, and you were accused of committing a crime against yourself, and you were used as much as he could? But after our reasoning, when Yuki Maeda was put in the corner, you mean that you decided to betray Yuki Maeda, who seemed no longer likely to win, and tell the truth? Yes. If Yuki uses the trial, I will live, and Yuki will be executed. If that's the case, it's okay even if you cast the blackened. If so, why didn't you reveal it in the first place? I was scared. Yuki's terrifying fear was imprinted in me. I couldn't open my mouth. And at the time of the incident, according to Yuki's plan, I was accused of being the culprit. I thought you wouldn't believe me if I insisted like that. Well, that's for certain. In this situation, you claim that someone else is the culprit, your suspicions would only increase. Now it's all over. Maeda's disappointment is so great that he doesn't even have the energy to speak anymore. Let's finish this. Voting time. Oh, wait! Something's wrong. Mikako is being strange and everything is weird. Can't we think about it again? Like, talk about it more. Bro, there's nothing for Yuki to say. It's gonna be speechless. Yeah. Wait a minute, something's wrong with this. It is not. Now the comment comes out, it's fact. Yuki Maeda's the killer. Fuck you, I'm not. But what about the weapon? We don't even know what the weapon is. We were to explain remotely operated, a bomb, or something of the sorts. Besides, even with a real bomb, it would be difficult to find traces after the explosion. If that's the case, then it's possible, even if you're not Yuki Maeda. Even if the installation of the bomb is what prompted to leave your private room wide open. The rest of it didn't even know the password. And above all else, Kurikawa herself admitted to being an accomplice. Stop it, Akane. As you guys said, Maeda set up a bomb on the 5th floor yesterday. He detonated that bomb and killed Yamato Kasaragi. This is the truth. Holy shit, Mikado with a wolf in sheep's clothing this whole time? What I do? Oh! Wait a minute, Akane's coming in clutch. I was like, am I screwed because I can't run on my screen? Wait a minute, Maeda-kun is not the killer. How long is sick for him? We're not the ones who's gonna give the answer. It's the evidence and reasoning. The evidence showing the answer. No, you guys said it, didn't you? Maeda-kun was the one who installed the bomb and gave the final blow? But it's impossible for Maeda-kun to install anything. Why? If Maeda-kun did install something, he must have done it the day before the incident, right? But yesterday, the day before the incident, I was on the 5th floor from morning until night. I searched every room as hard as I could. What did you say? Don't lie to us. No, it's not 100% reliable, but it's credible. I also saw Akane on the 5th floor for a long time. And she testified that shooting there when the incident with Kinjo occurred. She came late to her private room by herself, and that's she was on the 5th floor all day. However, no one came to the 5th floor until I came down after completing the investigation. There was no signs of anything installed, which means no one, including Maeda-kun, did anything on the 5th floor the day before. Thank you, Akane. How can you guarantee that? You may have missed it, or you might have gone from one place for a while. Wrong! Of course I know my research skills are poor, but I can discern to a degree when a person's chest has been messed up. I admit it, it's my fault for acknowledging that you were definitely examining the 5th floor yesterday. Knowing that you did, all day, it's a pity we can't prove it. But apart from this, I want to ask, why? Why are you covering for Yuki Maeda so much? Even though she's already admitted that they're an accomplice and he's the culprit. That's because, I don't know. It's strange for Maeda-kun to be the culprit like this. It's because Maeda is the culprit. Akane, do you have any sympathy? That guy threatened me and made me an accomplice. Maeda-kun! God damn it, why the Nori in the middle between the two of us? Son of a... you're rage baiting me. Maeda-kun, calm down and answer me. You didn't do anything wrong, did you? Yuki Maeda! Keep your mind up. Calm down and look into my eyes. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a rage baiting. Why is the Nori in this shot? Akane. Yes, look at me in the eye and tell me. You are not the culprit. Maeda-kun didn't do anything the day before the incident. But Kurikawa... Are you the culprit? No! Just tell me that! A culprit? I Threatened Kurikawa? And killed Isaragi? No. No! I didn't do anything. It's not me who's weird. It's Kurikawa. I'm not the culprit! Maeda-kun. There's something weird. I swear I didn't do anything. It's not me who's suspicious. It's Kurikawa. What's going on? As Akane testified, I have no memory of installing anything on the 5th floor, nor threatening Kurikawa. But it's also true that Kurikawa said she was going to the 5th floor before breakfast this morning. Unless she was killed by some sort of remote method. At this point, even Maeda can't commit the crime. That's right. Maeda-kun is not the culprit. On the contrary, Mikako-chan, who suddenly gave up the strange testimony with such a frightening trait, is very suspicious. I think one of them must be lying. But who would that be? Akane, I'm sorry. Thanks to you, I woke up. It's all thanks to you. It's no big deal. No need to apologize. That's ugly, Maeda. Do you even want to kill us and go outside? What? Because of your unusual behavior, the other took care of you and defended you. I hope you like that, but I'm not succumbing to your threats. I'll uncover the truth with everyone and execute you. What? Why are you doing this, Mikado-chan? Akane, as you said, it looked like Maeda didn't do anything the day before, but it was at nighttime that Maeda placed the bomb on the 5th floor. What? Maeda secretly installed the bomb at nighttime, so he could only do the kill the day before the incident. The fact that I heard directly from Maeda, it's all true. I carried out your reasoning, and the kill itself was done by Maeda. Kurikawa, you really... If that's true, you get the culprit. Ruya, have you contributed anything in any trial other than being, like, misled? Like, I swear to God, you have not brought up a single point other than pointing the finger at the wrong person. Akane only camped from the 5th floor until nighttime. As Kurikawa said, in the end, Yuki really installed the bomb. No! We followed the nighttime rule! Nighttime rule, you know that talking that it's useless, right? We've been discussing nighttime at class trials many times up until now. Without the coercion, our big alibis are completely useless. Oh no, Maeda-kun. I definitely believe that Maeda-kun is not the culprit. I used my head to the limit to defend him. But if we come all the way to this... Akane, it's not me! Give it up, Maeda. As long as I betrayed you as an accomplice, you can't escape no matter what you do. I fully acknowledge the crime. Hold on. Mikaro Kurikawa, aren't you a little weird? What? It's too aggressive. Obviously, as you said, you became a criminal. You must have been a victim of threats. Right now, the situation between you and Maeda, on the contrary, putting pressure on Maeda to the point where you call him a villain. That's how my anger toward Maeda turned up. What he did to me. I'll tell you that detail after Maeda's execution. I wonder who will be executed after a bit more time. What? Ray-chan, what do you mean? Mikaro Kurikawa testified a little while ago. During the time, it was impossible to set up the bomb because of Akane, but... It wasn't during the day, but at nighttime? That is a lie. What? Kurikawa's side was lying? Maeda, Akane, and Otori, I must say I feel pity for you guys. The day I decided to form a cooperative relationship with you, I've been intimidating Kinjo's ideas and monitoring you. Kinjo's idea? He put fucking string on the door? Uh-huh. I put a thread on you and every night to check your alibi during nighttime hours, just like he did during Hano's class trial. Then, Maeda-kun! About Maeda-kun going to the 5th floor at night? Yes, that's a lie. Yesterday at nighttime, Maeda's room was still. He didn't come out of his room at nighttime. Ugh. So what? Why are you lying if you're the accomplice? Well, perhaps the penance for being an accomplice was wrong. That's... You mean... Not an accomplice, but an innocent person trying to escape by blaming me. They might be the real culprit. Ugh. Seriously? Kurikawa is the culprit? That's ridiculous. Furuya, at the beginning of the trial, you said that there would be none other than Kurikawa. That at first I was, jumping over the edge. Wait! Mikado-chan. I'm not the culprit. The culprit's Maeda. What a joke. If you are stayed still, you testified that he moved that knife. I heard directly from Maeda. But the work I did on the door proved that it was false. Maeda didn't do anything. That's it. Maeda also knew the thread was actually attacked. He also went out and reattached the thread. That's interesting. I put the thread at exactly 3.5mm position on the 3 visiting meal. You're telling me he knew exactly that and reattached at the same place, right? That's right. Maeda calculated the exact height to which the thread was attached and reattached it at 3 centimeters. It's a lie to say it's 3.5 centimeters, you fool. To fall in such a simple trap? Are you still lying? Kurikawa, why? In order to drive me to be the culprit. Noisy! 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 I'm not the culprit. Why is this happening? I can't die here. Mikado, you... Is this the Kurikawa Mikado we know? No, I can't be the culprit. Stop, please. Stop asking me. Kurikawa. I'm not the killer. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit. What do we got for a point? Oh, it's dying message. There's only one. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer. What do you think the word? Oh. But how were they able to write her name, like, in that short time frame? Oh, when she was setting up. Kurikawa, unfortunately, I have one more piece of evidence that states you are the culprit. No! Stop! Stop it! It's this. The dying message. With the letter that Mikado written in blood on the lab. This to prove that you're the culprit. There was a dying message? If that was such a thing, you should have told us sooner. I'm sorry I only doubted Maeda. I couldn't tell. No matter how you looked at it, Kurikawa was the only one who could have committed the crime because there was so much obvious evidence left behind that we thought she wasn't the killer. In that situation, the dying message pointed to Kurikawa gave the rather odd reason that she wasn't the culprit. Yeah, but now things have changed. Maeda, who we thought was the culprit, it's actually completely impossible to commit the crime. Because Mikado Kurikawa started to say gibberish. In some way, she might even be more daring and smarter than other criminals. But you left a lot of evidence that anyone could have said it was you, so you rather escaped the suspect line very cleverly. Reinforced version of what Sasuke came out at the same time the trial started in the previous one. Isn't that too much of a guess? The only culprit in the world is saying they're the culprit and leaving the evidence so openly. Not a guess, it actually worked. You left the suspect line and waited for a reaching to reach its peak, so that one innocent victim is pointed out in the end. You reached the stage, you will self-proclaim to be the accomplice role who became a victim. They didn't let the person who was identified as the culprit to even gamble. But thanks to him, Maeda, who did nothing wrong, became the culprit. My apologies, Maeda. No, there's no need for apologies. But, is it really Kurikawa the murderer? Unbelievable. Actually, I thought it was too difficult to go back. Mikado Kurikawa also has a good motive. Motive? Think about what motive Monokuma came with this time. Monokuma introduced the transfer student named Yamato Kisaragi and said that he was the motive itself. The reaction of Mikado Kurikawa as soon as she saw the transfer student was unique. Watching that reaction had nothing to do with Yamato Kisaragi, it was Monokuma's reaction. How about that? Now it's you who's cornered, Mikado Kurikawa. I have a lot to ask you before you die, so you better answer us. Wait! I can't die. If I die, I must not die here. You can't die? You? What do you mean by that? Don't worry about that. It's just the culprit's rambling. No. No! You can't do this. You guys. What's wrong? Not yet. The problem left to be solved. What? If I'm the culprit, how did I leave open my own door then? Besides, you don't even know the exact material the weapon was made of. This is annoying. Even if we don't know such trivial thing, it's already certain that you are the culprit. No, I'm sorry, but that's what we said. Leaving a private room door wide open aside from other things. Can't die now. I can't die like this. If you can't solve that mystery, you can't admit that I'm the culprit. Do we have to come all that way here and guess again? Assuming that Mikado Kurikawa is the culprit, if we look back at the case, we might find something we'd miss. We better come up with a complete answer. I'll do my best with my brain going all out. Kurikawa. Then, now that the alibi problem has been resolved, the murder problem is the murder weapon. Nope! Leave it until there. Time's up! It's time to vote. What? We're literally out of time! It seemed that the discussion was not over, but unfortunately this class trial is over. What is this? Are you kidding me now? This has never happened before. I'm not kidding. Are you? Either way, time's over. Class trial is over. We're close. Ding ding ding. No! Wait, something's wrong here. I can't admit this. This is not true. What? Dude, something going on in the back end. Oh, cool. 200 melts. What the hell, man? What's going on? It is like, you know what? Whatever happens after this, we will save it for the next episode. So, I feel like it might be like Danganronpa 1, where we need to blame ourselves as the culprit to save Mikado, but who knows? Yeah, I feel like Monokuma is the one who set all this up. But you want the next speculation? Let's figure that out in the next episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Until next episode, I will see you guys later. Peace.